You are the type of owner who pays attention. You notice when your dog is off. You catch the subtle limp, the skipped meal, the way they hesitate at the door. But there is one signal you are almost certainly missing, and it is happening right in front of your face. Your dog's pupils are shifting, contracting, and expanding in ways that reveal neurological distress and systemic inflammation long before any other symptom appears. This video will show you exactly what to look for. Most owners watch the tail. Some watch the ears. Very few ever look at the eyes, and almost nobody looks at the pupils specifically. But the pupils are where the body tells the truth. They are involuntary. Your dog cannot fake them, cannot suppress them, and cannot hide what they mean. Once you understand the biological language happening inside that tiny circle of darkness, you will never look at your dog the same way again. Let us start with the foundation, because understanding what you are seeing requires understanding what is actually happening inside your dog's eye. The iris is the colored ring you see surrounding the pupil. It is not just decoration. It is an active, muscular structure made up of two opposing muscle groups working against each other at all times. The sphincter muscle, which runs in a circular pattern around the pupil, contracts to make the pupil smaller. The dilator muscle, which runs outward like spokes on a wheel, pulls the iris open to make the pupil larger. These two muscles are in constant, dynamic negotiation. In normal lighting conditions with a calm dog, this negotiation is quiet and balanced. The pupil settles into a moderate size appropriate for the available light. But here is where it gets important. These muscles are not under conscious control. Your dog does not decide to dilate or constrict. The brain sends the signal automatically, and that signal comes from a system your dog has absolutely no influence over. That system is the autonomic nervous system, and it is the key to everything we are talking about today. The autonomic nervous system has two primary branches. You have probably heard of them. The sympathetic branch handles arousal, stress, fear, and emergency responses. The parasympathetic branch handles rest, digestion, recovery, and calm. These two branches are constantly balancing each other, and the pupils are one of the clearest external windows into which branch is currently dominant. When the sympathetic branch activates, it triggers a cascade of physical responses designed to prepare the body for action. Heart rate goes up, breathing shallows, digestion slows, adrenaline floods the bloodstream, and the pupils dilate, wide, rapidly, without hesitation. This is not a subtle shift. When full sympathetic activation hits, the pupils can expand dramatically within fractions of a second. When the parasympathetic branch dominates, the opposite happens. The pupils contract. The body slows into a recovery state. Everything quiets down. Now here is the part that most people never connect. This autonomic response is not only triggered by external threats or excitement. It is also triggered by internal distress. Pain activates the sympathetic nervous system. Nausea activates it. Neurological misfires activate it. Systemic inflammation, the kind that builds quietly inside the body over days or weeks, keeps the sympathetic branch in a low-level state of activation that never fully resolves. And the pupils reflect every single one of those states. So when you are looking at your dog's pupils and something seems off, you are not imagining it. You are reading a biological signal that the body is producing involuntarily and honestly. Let us talk about what rapid dilation actually means from an evolutionary perspective, because this is where the concept clicks into place. Dilation in response to a perceived threat is ancient. It predates dogs as a species. The evolutionary purpose is simple. Wider pupils take in more light, which improves peripheral vision and depth perception, which gives the animal better situational awareness in a dangerous moment. In the wild, a fraction of a second of visual advantage could mean the difference between escape and injury. But the body does not distinguish between a predator in the grass and a tumor pressing on the spine. Both are threats. Both trigger the same cascade. Both produce the same pupil response. The biological machinery is the same regardless of the source of the distress. This is why rapid, unprompted dilation in a calm environment is such a significant signal. If your dog is lying quietly, the room is not dark, nothing startling just happened, and the pupils suddenly expand, the nervous system just flagged something internal. That is not a coincidence. That is your dog's body communicating distress through the only language it has available. Now let us get specific about what you are actually watching for, because vague awareness is not enough. You need concrete markers. First, watch for asymmetry. The pupils should always be the same size. If one pupil is noticeably larger than the other in consistent lighting, that asymmetry, which clinicians call anisocoria, is a direct indicator of a neurological issue. It means the two sides of the nervous system are not receiving or responding to the same signals. This is not a wait-and-see situation. Anisocoria warrants veterinary attention promptly. Second, watch for dilation that does not match the light. If you move your dog from a bright area to a dim area, dilation is expected and normal. If you are in consistent lighting and the pupils are dramatically wide, something is driving that response from inside the body. Pair that observation with any other subtle signs: reduced appetite, unusual stillness, a slight change in how your dog holds their head, and you have a pattern worth investigating. Third, watch for dilation speed. A pupil that expands slowly in response to dimming light is normal. A pupil that snaps wide suddenly while your dog is resting is not. The speed of the change matters. Slow changes are usually light-driven. Fast changes are usually neurologically or emotionally driven. Fourth, watch for sustained dilation that does not resolve. In a genuine stress response to an external trigger, the pupils will dilate and then gradually return to normal as the threat passes. If your dog's pupils remain wide for an extended period after the apparent stressor is gone, the nervous system is still running hot. That sustained activation points toward something chronic rather than situational. Fifth, and this is the one that tends to get overlooked entirely, watch for microfluctuations. In a healthy, calm dog, the pupils are relatively stable. In a dog dealing with systemic inflammation or low-grade neurological disturbance, you may notice the pupils shifting slightly and repeatedly, like they cannot quite settle. This restlessness in the iris is the body's way of showing you that the autonomic system is not finding its baseline. Putting all of this together requires practice and presence. You need to actually look, not a glance as you pass by, but a few deliberate seconds of observation in consistent lighting during calm moments. Make it part of your routine. When your dog is relaxed and settled, take a moment to check the eyes. Learn what their normal looks like so that abnormal registers immediately. The owners who catch problems early are not the ones with medical training. They are the ones who built a habit of paying attention to the right things. The tail tells you about mood in the moment. The ears tell you about focus and alertness, but the pupils tell you about the state of the nervous system itself. That is a deeper, more honest signal, and it is available to you every single time you look your dog in the eye. If this opened up something new for you, there is a lot more to explore in the body language library we are building here. The next video goes further into stress signals that owners misread as behavioral problems, and it changes how you respond in the moment. Go watch that one now. Start applying what you just learned today, even just the habit of looking, and you will already be ahead of where most owners ever get. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.